A very good morning and welcome to my course Basic Physics. This course is generally made for diploma degree students of first year, first semester. Myself, Gopal Chakraborty, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, Baripur. You can personally meet me at college premises, ground floor physics lab. You can also send me a mail regarding your query and doubt at the given mail address, that is godphysics6@gmail.com and gopal.chakraborty_gcem@gisgroup.org. Students, I have a YouTube channel. The link is given here, so you can follow the link and you will find lots of video is already uploaded as per State Council syllabus. So you may go through that video, and if you find any problem, feel free to contact me at my given mail address. So for this subject, I am your subject teacher. Now, the course pages are www.webscte.org and www.webscte.co.in. Students, the syllabus for this subject, Basic Physics, is already uploaded in the State Council website. So you can follow this link to download your syllabus. The title of the course is Basic Physics. It is under the category of Basic Science course, and it has a credit 3, 2 tutorial lecture per week and 2 practical per week. So this course is generally made for diploma degree students of first year, first semester. So all branches except architecture, multimedia, photography and painting technology. So apart from these 4 departmental students, rest of the departments have to study this Basic Physics course as a part of their curriculum. So as our college has only electrical and electronics and communication, these 2 departments, so in our college these 2 departmental students will going to study in the Basic Physics as a subject in their first year, first semester only. Now, in today's class, I will going to discuss some numerical examples on the topic error analysis. So these topics are also under Unit 1, that is Unit Dimension and Measurement. Now the prerequisite for these topics are basic mathematical knowledge to solve the problems and knowledge of basic concept science such as physics. The course objectives is learn the use of the error in measurement of any physical quantity as well as determine error of any measurement of any unknown quantity. So after completion of this subject course, students will able to determine the error in measurement of any physical quantity as well as determine error of any measurement of any unknown quantity. So these are basically considered as possible course outcome. Now, before going to start with today's topic, I would like to remind you that in my last 4 or 5 videos that I have uploaded on this topic, that is unidimensional error, I have discussed all the theory part of this error analysis in details. Okay, so you may go through that video to understand all that things related to error analysis, and after completion of that video, if you now follow the today's video class lesson, so it will be very much helpful for you to understand the error example on the error analysis in details. Now I would like to remind you that what is error. So error are a measure of the lack of certainty in a value. So lots of example can be given here. So now what I have already discussed you, how many types of error is there. So basically errors are two types. One is random error, another one is systematic error. So systematic error is one that is reproduced on every simple repeat of the measurement. The error may be due to a calibration error, zero error, technical error due to the experimenter, or due to some other cause. A random error changes on every repeat of the measurement. So random errors are due to the some fluctuation or instability in the observed phenomena. So the apparatus, the measuring instrument, or the experiment. So this is the basically difference of systemic error and random error. So when we going to find out, going to calculate the error which is associated with that system, so the first one is absolute error, then the relative error, and ultimately you have to find out what is the percentage error. So these are the basically different types of error that you are going to calculate for different numerical or different problem. So now another term is very much important, that is called true value or actual value. This is very very important. So true value is basically the nearest or closest accurate value. So that it is the philosophically acute term. According to one view of the world, there exists a true value for any measurable quantity, and any attempt to measure the true value will give an unobserved value that is includes inherent and even unsuspected errors. So more practically, an average of many repeated independent measurement is used to replace true value in the following. So this is basically the idea of true value, from where you can easily calculate what is your absolute value, what is your relative value. That means absolute error, relative error, or percentage error. So now I will show you some problem which are common from the last 5 years or 10 years question bank for the basic physics subject. So you may practice these examples that I will going to show you, and it will be very much helpful for you. Now I will going to discuss all the numericals step by step. Now the first problem, that is the refractive index mu of water is found to have the value 1.29, 1.33, 1.34, 1.35, 1.32, 1.36, 1.30 and 1.33. So calculate the mean value, absolute error and the relative error and also the percentage error. So when you are going to deal with this kind of a problem, you need to know the basic idea that you require to use to solve this kind of a problem. So the mean refractive index is average of 8 values. Therefore mu mean, that is you can sum all the refractive index that is given and whole divide by 8. So ultimately you will get mean refractive index that will be equals to 1.3275, that means very nearly equals to 1.33. So what is the absolute error? So to find out the absolute error, you have to subtract the each and every measurement value from the mean value. So that is mu mean minus mu 1, so that equals to 1.33 minus 1.29, that means 0.04 only. Second one, del mu 2, that is equals to mu mean minus mu 2, that means that's equals to 1.33 minus 1.33, that means it's 0. Next one, del mu 3, that is mu mean minus mu 3, that means 1.33 minus 1.34, that means minus of 0.01. So in this similar process you can easily find out up to del mu 8. So that's equals to mu mean minus mu 8 equals to 1.33 minus 1.33, so that's equals to 0. Now how can you find out the mean absolute error? Here the 8 different observed reading and we have already calculated the corresponding absolute error. So the mean absolute error, you can take the sum of these all error, absolute error and whole divide by 8. So that means that will give you 0.14 plus 8, that's equals to 0.0175, that means equals to 0.02. So this is the absolute error and mean absolute error. So now what is the relative error? So that's equals to mu mean del mu mean whole divide by mu mean, that means equals to 0.02 whole divide by 1.33, so that's equals to 0.02. and the percentage error, that's equals to del mu mean, that means that whole divided by mu mean into 100%, that means equals to 0.015 into 10 to the power 2, that means that's equals to plus minus 1.5. So this is the different kind of error and you can follow this step or procedure to find out this different kind of error. Now the next problem, that is a current of 3.5 plus minus 0.5 ampere flows through metallic conductor and a potential difference of 21 plus minus 1 volt is applied. So find the resistance of the wire. Now I will solve this problem. It is given that V, the potential difference, V equals to 21 plus minus 1 volt and del V, that's equals to 1. Okay, so the error in voltage measurement, that is 1. The current I equals to 3.5 plus minus 0.5 ampere. So that means the error in measurement of I, that is equals to 0.5 ampere. Now resistance, as we know, as per Ohm's law, V equals to Ri, so R equals to V by I. So that's equals to 21 plus minus 1 whole divided by 33.5 plus minus 0.5. So that's equals to 6 plus minus del R. So del R by R, that equals to error in measurement. So you can write this equals to del V by V plus del I by I. So 1 by 21 plus 0.5 by 3.5. So ultimately what we will get? We will get 0.19. So del R value is equals to 0.19 into R. So it is 0.19 into 6, that means 1.14. So effective resistance R is equals to 6 plus minus 1.14 ohm. Next problem, problem number 3. A rectangular board is measured with a scale having accuracy of 0.2 centimeter. The length and the breadth are measured as 35.4 centimeter and 18.4 centimeter respectively. So find the relative error and percentage error of the area calculated. So as we know, the given length, that is L equals to 30.5.4 centimeter, del L equals to 0.2 centimeter, width that's equals to 18.4 centimeter, and del W that is equals to 0.2 centimeter. Area that's equals to I into W, that's equals to 35.4 into 18.4, that means equals to 651.36 centimeter square. So a relative error in area, that is del A, equals to del A by A, so that means equals to del I by I, that plus del W by W. So that is equals to 0.2 by 35.4 plus 0.2 by 18.4. So that's equals to 0.017. So the percentage error will be del A by A into 100%, that means it is 1.7%. Next problem, that is problem number 4. Measure of two quantities along with the precision of respective measuring instrument is A, that is equals to 2.5 meter per second plus minus 0.5 meter per second, and B equals to 0.10 second plus minus 0.01 second. So find the value of AB. Now as per a given problem, A is 2.5 meter per second plus minus 0.5 meter per second, and B is 0.10 second plus minus 0.01 second. So to find out the value of AB, that means it's the product of AB. So let us consider Z equals to AB. So that's equals to 2.5 into 0.10, that means 0.25 meter. Now del Z by Z, that is a relative error, so that's equals to del A by A plus del B by B. So del Z, that's equal to Z into del A by A plus del B by B. So it is equals to 0.25 into whole into 0.5 by 2.5 plus 0.01 by 0.10. So after calculating we get 0.075. So del Z value equals to 0.075, that means 0.08 meter. So thus measured value of AB therefore equals to Z plus minus del Z, that's equals to 0.25 plus minus 0.08 meter. So by this process you can easily calculate the value of any product of two given quantities. The value is given with the error. Next problem. It is almost the similar type of problem as we have already solved in our last problem. Measure two quantities A equals to 1.0 meter plus minus 0.2 meter and B equals to 2 meter plus minus 0.2 meter. So what will be the correct value of under root AB? So as per this problem, A value is 1 meter plus minus 0.2 meter and B value is 2 meter plus minus 0.2 meter. So let us consider Z is equals to under root AB. So that's equals to under root 1 into 2. So that means it is 1.414 meter. So rounding off two significant digits, Z value is equals to 1.4 meter. So as we know, when we are going to find out the relative error, you can write del Z by Z equals to half into del A by A plus half into del B by B. So that's equals to half into 0.2 by 1 plus half into 0.2 by 2. That's equals to 0.15. So del Z equals to Z into 0.15. That means 1.4 into 0.15. That means 0.212. So rounding off to one significant digit, del Z value is equals to 0.2 meter. So the correct value for under root AB, that's equals to 1.4 plus minus 0.2 meter. So this is the correct value of root over AB. Now the next problem. The length and the breadth of a rectangular sheet are 16.2 centimeter and 10.1 centimeter respectively. The area of the sheet in appropriate significant figure and error is. So how you will find out that appropriate significant figure and error? So error in product of quantities, suppose x equals to a into b. So del A is absolute error in measurement of A, del B is the absolute error in measurement of B, and del X, that is the absolute error in measurement of X. So maximum fractional error in X, that is del X by X equals to plus minus del A by A plus del B by B. Now the percentage error in X, that's equals to del X by X into 100%. Or you can separately find out the percentage error in A, percentage error in B, and you can sum up these two. That will give you the percentage error in the value of X. Now according to the problem, length is equals to 16.2 plus minus 0.1 centimeter. Breadth is B equals to 10.1 plus minus 0.1 centimeter, and the area equals to, so length into breadth, that means 16.2 into 10.1, that means 163.62 centimeter square. So as per the rule, area will have only three significant figure and the error will have only one significant figure. So rounding off we will get A value is equals to 164 centimeter square. If del A is error in area, then the relative error is calculated as del A by A. That means del A by A equals to del L by L plus del B by B. So after substituting all this value, we get 0.1 by 16.2 plus 0.1 by 10.1. So that equals to 2.63 divided by 163.62. So del A is equals to A into this whole quantity. That means ultimately what we will get del A value is equals to 2.63 centimeter square. Now del A equals to 3 centimeter square by rounding off to one significant figure, and the area, that capital A, can be written as capital A equals to A plus minus del A minus 164 plus minus 3 centimeters square. So this is the appropriate significant figure and the appropriate error in the measurement of area. Next problem. the radius of atom is of the order of 1 angstrom and radius of nucleus is of the order of Fermi. So how many magnitude higher is the volume of the atom as compared to the volume of nucleus? So according to this question, radius of atom 1 angstrom is equals to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Radius of nucleus, that is 1 Fermi, equals to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So as we know, the volume of atom, that's equals to 4/3 pi r atom cube, ARA cube, and the volume of the nucleus, that is V nucleus, equals to 4/3 pi r n cube, n for nucleus. So after taking the ratio of these two, V atom by V nucleus equals to, so all the terms are cancelled out, only what we will get, R atom by R nucleus whole cube. So if you substitute that value, what you will get, we will get 10 to that R V atom by V nucleus is equals to 10 to the power 15. Now mass of 1 mole of carbon atom 6C12 is equals to 12 gram. Number of atom in 1 mole, that is equals to Avogadro number, that is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So mass of 1 carbon atom, that is 6C12, that is equals to 12 by 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So as we know, 1 AMU equals to 1 by 12 into mass of the carbon atom. So 1 AMU equals to 1 by 12 into 12 by 6.023 10 to the power 23. So ultimately 1 AMU equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. So that means 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Now this is another very interesting numerical. A vernier scale of a travelling microscope has 50 division which coincide with the 49 main scale division. If each main scale division is 0.5 millimeter, calculate the minimum inaccuracy in the measurement of distance. Now here the diagram of vernier calipers is shown here. Now according to the problem, 50 divisions of vernier scale which coincide with 49 main scale division. So 50 VSD is equals to 49 MSD. Now 1 MSD is equals to 50 by 49 VSD. That means 1 VSD equals to 49 by 50 MSD. Where MSD is equals to mean scale reading and VSD is the vernier scale reading. So minimum inaccuracy, that is equals to vernier constant, that's equals to 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. So 1 MSD minus 49 by 50 MSD, that means 1 by 50 MSD. It is given in the problem that 1 MSD equals to 0.5 millimeters. So hence the minimum inaccuracy, that's equals to 1 by 50 into 0.5 millimeter, that means 1 by 100, that means 0.01 millimeter. Now these are the possible reference book that you may consider. From there you can practice, lots of problems are given there. Now the evaluation process are almost same. You have to appear for 70 marks end semester exam and 20 marks mid semester exam, and raise the attendance, assignment or interaction. From there you will get 10 marks. So hope all of you have enjoyed and understand today's class, as I have discussed lots of numerical problems on that unit analysis. Hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you.